Now, what in the cruise port is going on here? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a brawl, a fight, a scrap that recently took place in a cruise port between what is believed to be a tourist or a cruise ship passenger and a port security guard at an island. Now, I will go over the details that are available because a lot is unknown at the moment. There is an investigation going on. I have a small video clip to show you. And we also got to talk about Carnival Cruise Line because they have announced they are bringing back a very popular event that hasn't been around since the pandemic that I want to say is kind of like a bittersweet moment. There are parts of it that I love, and there are parts of it that I really hate and really irritate me. By the way, quickly before we get started, I do want to let all of you know that I do have more special videos coming up, more reviews, more comparisons between cruise lines, and a lot of fun insider cruise stuff that I think all of you are going to enjoy. However, in the meantime, make sure you go check out my other channel, Jay the Nomad. I did a video recently traveling on a train to Paris. But in the meantime, I am going on a brand new airline tomorrow. They do very cost-effective, inexpensive, cheap flights internationally. It's called French B in case you guys ever want to go over to Paris. I'll be doing a full-on review. So make sure you guys go subscribe to my other channel, Jay the Nomad. And, well, we'll keep this thing going. So this past Thursday on January 4th, allegedly in the port of Saint Martin, there was a fight that broke out, once again allegedly between a tourist. A lot of people claim that it was a cruise passenger since they are right over at the port and you can see a cruise ship in the background between a passenger, allegedly, hate to keep saying it, but we have to, allegedly passenger and a security guard over at the port. A lot of people are trying to figure out and theorize why this fight started. Maybe this man refused to hand over his cruise ship ID card and thought he was the king of the cruise ship and decided to continue walking on board. Maybe he was antagonizing the guy, or who knows. But the reality is the fight did happen, as you can see somewhat in the clip here. I'm not going to show the full video because I've mentioned many times that here on YouTube, you can't just show fights willy-nilly. YouTube will copyright you. They've also made a lot of adjustments to their policies. They are getting a lot of YouTube channels out of here, getting them banned, getting them demonetized. I don't want to be a part of it. If you want to check out the full video, which is only about 17, 18 seconds, it is going to be over on my Patreon. Make sure you guys go check it out. The link for that will be in the description box below. But I do got to say, when it comes to all this fighting, it seems like between, I want to say maybe 2021 up until this point, post-pandemic, people seem to be a lot more combative. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually true, this is just a theory possibly, or is a situation where maybe everybody's used to kind of whipping out their phone and recording a lot more events that are taking place around the world. It could be a mix of the two, but either way, we all know that it is absolutely wrong. But my question is, what do you do here? It's not a fight that took place on a cruise ship, and if this passenger is actually a cruise ship passenger and he fights in a port, does this mean he is banned from the cruise line or banned from the port? It's kind of a head scratcher for me. Do you ban him from both? You guys let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. By the way, the security guard that was involved in this altercation has been detained, and well, there is a ongoing investigation, so I don't know if he'll be detained for that period or maybe he's already been released and let go. But either way, situations like this look bad. I don't know if the security guard will be fired. I don't know if it was his fault. But if there is some more information that tends to unravel or pop up or surface, I'll be sure to let all of you know. Moving on, Carnival Cruise Line is bringing back a very popular event that a lot of you loved or you are going to love. It is known as Behind the Fun. Essentially, what they do is give you a behind-the-scenes backdoor tour of what goes on as far as the little giblets that keeps cruise ships running their operations. So they will give you a sample, a taste test, if you will, a viewing of areas behind the scenes on the cruise ship, like the navigational bridge, the control center on board the ship. They'll let you see places like behind backstage for the entertainment. They'll show you the bigger areas like the I-95. This is like the major strip on every cruise ship. They call it different terms depending on where the cruise ship is located. However, it's the longest area that goes the entirety of the ship. They have one on board every cruise ship, and well, you got to watch out over there. If you're not careful, you can get your foot run over. I've had it happen several times. It hurts, so just be careful about that. A lot of moving parts going on down there. They even may show a cabin or two of the crew members. But the thing that I don't like about this particular situation is that whenever these tours pop up and I do my informational videos, or let's say another crew member or a former crew member talks about what goes on behind the scenes, you got a lot of, I want to say, know-it-alls that pretend that since they took the tour, they know more than the employee or crew member that has actually worked there for 6 to 9 months, which is absolutely baffling to me. I don't know how many videos I've made talking about what goes on behind the scenes as far as like the crew bar. I will say, well, you can technically have as many drinks as you want as long as you're not causing any distraction. And somebody will come up and say, no, 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 you are wrong. I took the Royal Caribbean or the Carnival behind the scenes tour, and they said you guys are allowed to have 2 beers and that's it. Look, guys, when it comes to this tour stuff, they are obviously planning all of this out. The crew and operators of the vessel know you are coming there, and they are going to give you essentially, I hate to say it, a watered down version of the tour, a PG version of the tour. They want to make everything look as operational friendly. And I'm not saying anything crazy is going on unless we're talking about like an MSC or something like that, allegedly. But my point is, when it comes to the operations behind the scenes, you are not going to see the true behind the scenes because everybody knows you're coming there already, and they want to make sure everything is as tidy and spick and span and as shiny as humanly possible, respectfully. For example, when I worked for SeaWorld, we had a lot of executives and we had a lot of special guests that would come to the parks, and well, we did a behind the scenes where they would come to our backstage area prior to us doing our show. And well, we were informed an hour prior, and before they came in, we had to put clothes on, we had to stop cursing, we had to stop drinking and eating and all this other stuff. We had to put on the Disney fairy tale that everything is beautiful and gorgeous back here. When I worked for the Harlem Globetrotters and we were doing our meet and greets, and every now and then we'd have a special guest come into the locker room or just outside of the locker room to meet the players, then it was the same. I had to tell everybody as a stage manager to shut up because there were people over there talking about girls and what the plans were after and the people that were in the audience that they were going to hook up with and all this stuff. And well, we couldn't have the guests outside, and sometimes there'd be celebrities like Kevin Hart and whoever with their family, and well, you can't have players in the locker room cursing where everybody else outside can hear it. Either way, I think you get my point. It's a tour, but it's not like an authentic tour. It's all staged and planned. Moral of the story, I think this is a great opportunity. This is absolutely amazing in the terms of experience for passengers to actually go backstage to see what things are actually like backstage and understand that the people that are working on the ship are not living how all of you are living. We don't have a balcony aft cabin. We don't have a suite or anything like that. We got tiny little rooms, and well, everything from an operational standpoint backstage is solely there to be used. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's not beautiful or gorgeous in any way. And well, regardless of how well it is set up for all of you to come back and see that experience, you realize very quickly that, well, it is a whole nother world, a normal world, a real world backstage, as opposed to the beautiful cruise ship that you all know when you are on board during your vacation. But either way, that's what I got for today's video. Of course, let me know your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. I'm not trying to be harsh or anything like that. I just see it so much. A lot of people say that they know more than me, and that's not me saying I'm a know-it-all, but I mean in the sense that I have worked on cruise ships. Many of my friends and everybody else that creates this content that are former crew members, they know more than the people that have taken the tour. That is a promise. But that's all I got, guys. Of course, on your way out, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Very, very, very important. I'm trying to be the largest cruise ship YouTube channel in the world by the end of the year. Got big plans coming up to do just that. But in the meantime, just enjoy the content, guys. And well, I'll see you later. Take it easy.